I'm recording.
I'm also recording. 5,
5, 4,
4,
3,
3, 2,
1.
1. Play the jingle.
Welcome to PnS. Waste your time.
That's it. How you doing, Pete? No.
I mean,
We're a
no.
week later.
That's the wrong jingle. Damn it.
Never,
Damn it.
Never.
Damn it.
She got them big ol'
I'm panicking. I'm panicking, Steve,
Why are you panicking?
because...
You've lost your way,
Hold on.
brother.
Russians,
Again?
Steve.
All right.
Russian, Steve.
Oh, man.
I was having a therapy session earlier this week, and the doctor started off as they normally did by saying, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And I said, "God." And I got fixated on a memory I had a long time ago.
I
Steve.
thought that was your answer. I thought your answer was, what's wrong with you? You're like,
God is my problem?
God's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Maybe I'm overpaying that therapist, Steve.
Like, all I know is
I
our
think
God
that is my problem.
is an awesome
Is
God.
an awesome God?
He
I
reigns.
mean, God damn it! This is why I'm in therapy.
Yeah. That was the downfall. Anyways, continue.
I was in England once upon a time, as you might remember.
Dirty Yankee.
And I was over there. You know what? Honest to God story. I said howdy a whole lot, like when I went into stores and things like that. I'm
Why?
not from Texas.
You never say howdy.
don't-
Why would you
I
start
do
in
not
England?
know. I think I just started saying howdy, and for some reason I just got stuck on saying, "Oh, hey, howdy," something like that. I don't know why,
That's so strange.
but
You fit
everybody
this
over there, like, they
stereotype.
all say, if it's the morning, they're very good on, like, their timely greetings.
Good
If it's
day
the
or
morning,
good
everyone's
evening.
like, good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening.
Well, you know
something like
why. So, quick history thing. I saw this
Mm-hmm.
online. Hello didn't appear until the telephone was invented in America. Because
So
there-
it was customized for the telephone.
It was because until then people said good morning
know
or
that.
good evening. Hello was
Right.
like an exclamation. So like even that song that we saw as cartoons with the little frogs going, "Hello, my baby, hello, my darling."
Hello, my honey. All of
Yeah,
that is
that's a
much
joke
more
to
modern
the word.
adaptation.
Yeah, it's a joke to the word hello when that song came out because it was such
So
a
you're-
stupid
so you're like-
thing.
So let's say pre-telephone, you're an American in your home and you hear a bump upstairs, like horror movie
Hello.
status. modern, like modern shit. You would definitely say hello.
Yeah, you would.
Back in the day, you were like, good evening?
No,
Something like that.
hello is still an exclamation.
Oh, it was already in use.
Yeah, yeah,
See,
it
I
just-
was,
it just
I was
wasn't in
thinking
use.
they're being very polite.
No, it just wasn't in use for like saying good day or good evening to somebody. Like it wasn't a greeting. It was more of like a, oh my heavens. Like it was like, oh hello.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like it's a exclamation of surprise, but I feel like
Yeah.
that puts a little bit of anxiety on the caller to be like, "Oh, did I startle you? Excuse me."
Well,
I was
imagine
just
if
using
you're,
this
like, the
new
first
here,
person with the
this
phone,
newfangled
right?
here telephone.
You got
Yeah,
this
exactly.
ringing noise. You lift it up and oh hello.
Oh,
Ghosts.
oh, who is this? Dear God, that's what I thought. I'd be like, okay, I guess I'll just come over or something.
I don't know why I said Thomas Edison. He didn't invent the fucking phone.
Yeah, and how
It
long
was Graham
was it
Bell,
before we
wasn't
got
it?
telemarketers?
Immediately.
It was Graham Bell.
It was when they had two people that owned a phone and Graham Bell was like calling like, hey,
Graham Bell.
if you want to see these
In
knives.
his later years, he was like, "Now that I have the phone, I can sell you Cutco knives."
Have you heard of or what was the other one? The vacuums. They were always
Oh yeah. It was vacuums. I've totally lost my train of thought, but for a good reason. Do you remember being in high school and you'd get like letters from Cutco,
you had to come
and
work
they
for
would be
him.
like, "Oh, come work for us, you'll make money." But they said if you were under 18, it was sort of not. It wasn't clear if you could work or not, and so
Right.
you'd call and be like, "Hey, I got one of your letters," and they would say, "Oh yeah, I mean." But you can't work for us because you're under 18. Being like, why'd you send me the fucking letter then, man?
You'd think they would have some sort
Just-
of failsafe.
So they're addressing it to me. Clearly, they got my name from somewhere, but they're like, "Oh, he's not 18. Pitch him a letter."
Wasn't it a kind of pyramid
I was
scheme
a-
too? Like you had to buy the knives and then resell
Absolutely.
them.
Yeah, you buy the shit, which you then sell on to people, and then you get other people to sign up underneath you, and you get like a cut of their sales and shit like that. I know so many people that got caught up in that shit,
Yeah.
especially like the juice ones, like there were like sport drink ones out there.
It
And
was
I don't remember their names.
so like the first two was the knives and the vacuums. I can't remember the vacuums to save my life. And then the second
Right.
one I remember is the juice. And then I would say like in the 2000s, it had a resurgence in the essential oils. Like
Essential oils.
Like everybody had the box of oils and was like, yeah, this is your new medicine cabinet. And you're like, no.
Yeah.
That's
And those little bitches, we got them largely, like, we got one of those, not a nebulizer, but it was like one of those, like, humidifiers where you could put oil in it or
Yeah.
something. We did it because it smelled nice, but I realized it must have some medicinal quality because, like, a one tablespoon bottle of it was like $40.
It was expensive.
I'd be like, how much could this shit possibly be? It was expensive.
and it, I mean, don't
It's
get
like,
me wrong.
well, this is the oil of the lavender flower. It's, very hard to make. And I'm just like, I don't give a shit. I guess I won't use it to make my room
we
smell nice.
bring it out ourselves. It was
Yeah. And then you find out
so
people are like, oh, you have herpes. Just put some, colloidal silver and extract of the poppy upon your eyeballs.
that's
and
where it
shit
got
like
weird, right? Like it's good at prevention,
Yeah.
but when it comes to like a cure-all, that's where it falls flat.
that. No.
Then it enters snake oil
Holistic
territory.
medicine used to... Could you imagine being like, say, a witch or someone burned at the stake for witchery because you just happened to learn like what plants were in the forest like way back in medieval times, and then to
Figured
be
out
brought
penicillin.
forward to now and be like, these people are spinning all this bullshit based on your earlier learning, all your suffering and death was built upon something that's just turned into a fucking pyramid scheme nowadays.
The biggest pyramid scheme in the world. They would have
what's
been
that?
rich nowadays. No, the witches, they're basically just pharmacists.
Now I wonder, conspiracy theory time. Where's my conspiracy sound?
I think I have the conspiracy.
Close enough.
Yeah, couldn't find it fast enough.
What if there are... It's not that there's a lack of witches. They just went underground. And now, all of these essential oil... What if witches are running all the world's biggest pharmaceutical companies?
I'd be fine with that.
I bet it's true. But that's why there's no more witches, right?
No, there's witches still.
Because you don't see witches anymore.
Oh, you see
I
them
mean,
all the
there's still
time.
witches out there, but... Oh my god, play it again, Steve.
Abortion.
I see them all the time.
What?
We have stores for them.
You see them all the time. But what if the idea... What if religion is right, Steve? What if witches are real and they work for the devil and they're like destroying the world and they've just forced themselves to go mainstream and liberalize through all the woke tranny politics that are out there in order to lead our pharmaceutical companies and make trillions as the new world order?
Nah.
Nah, it's not true. That's not. I don't know why I said that. Just
Not a fan of that
skate
at
on
all.
past that.
Skate-
So anyways, Russians.
Yeah. That's right. That's what we started with.
I was in England, and I was staying at one of the schools in Cambridge. And at the same time I was there, staying at this school, there were several Russian school children. And if it was the summer, kids on programs like I was, even though I was in my grad school program, would come out and do that. And they had a cafeteria, and the cafeteria was based like right next to, imagine like the Hogwarts Great Hall, very old, traditional meeting spot at the college to eat.
Like Oxford.
They had not that much variation. This is Cambridge. But same sort of deal. If you had gone to Cambridge, you probably would have experienced the same as shit.
Makes sense.
The cafeteria didn't have a lot of variation. I was one of the guys that said, hey, straight up, I already paid for this. And it's pretty good, honestly. It was pretty good food. It was really decent. I'm going to eat this. So we had fish and chips, like once or twice a week, right? One day, I'm in the cafeteria line getting my fish and chips. And just as anywhere else in the world you get fish and chips, your fish comes in like a plank. Russian, say, middle school age girl in front of me gets a single plank of fish. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm going a little bit more crazy on my plate, but okay. I get a couple pieces of fish. I get some chips. I'm in line behind her. From this bowl of mayonnaise, which is supposed to be intended as a condiment, girlfriend put at least 30 spoonfuls of mayonnaise to the point you could no longer see the single plank of fish upon this dinner plate. And in fact, the dinner plate looked more like a pile of goddamn mayonnaise.
Is it mayonnaise or tartar sauce?
Mayonnaise.
Did you
Mayonnaise.
Did you do the same and tell her?
It's time to do.
Yeah. I wish I had. Now that you say
I didn't know
but I
Russians
didn't.
ate
In
mayonnaise.
fact, it was something that my mom followed up. She did a trip to Belgium, like high school age or something, when I was in high school. And she came back and said, man, they really love their mayonnaise like on fries and shit like that. And when we eventually went to Europe ourselves and we kind of realized, oh, mayonnaise is slightly different, I can understand it. It still doesn't quite... I shit you not, Steve. It was like a fucking, like 2 or 3 cups of mayonnaise. And this girl had spooned it out with like a normal-sized spoon.
So she spent quite a lot of time there analyzing the
Yeah,
amount of
and I was
mayonnaise.
standing there gawping like an idiot. Like there was no way past her, but we were also gawping because me and my buddy behind me, his name was Doug, looking at her just going like, are you seeing this? Is this for real?
All right,
but you know
follow-up
what?
question.
She did it. She did that
Were
shit.
there other choices, or was fish the only choice?
It was really the only choice if I
Okay,
remember.
so-
It's been a while.
All right, here's...
Yeah, but I think that was it.
As a non-fish eater myself, if the only condiment there is mayonnaise, and I'm deciding, do I want the taste of fish in my mouth or the taste of mayonnaise? Here's what I'm thinking from her point of view. She gets the spoon. She goes over there. She's like, maybe just this little bit will help. It's not enough. And then after 3 spoonfuls, she's like, I'm in too deep, and she just keeps going. And she's like, all right, it's mayonnaise soup
You're
with a little
describing
fish.
someone with like... You're describing someone who's like weirdly obsessive about their mayonnaise at that point. I mean, if someone was like, ew, I hate fish, and, just tried to put a shit ton of mayonnaise on top, this was beyond a shitton of mayonnaise. It was like 3, maybe 4 times beyond what I'd consider like weird, but okay. This was, I wish there was some documentary proof that I could share via podcast, but I swear to God, it was a plate of mayonnaise, and underneath all of that was some fish. And the only thing I could think to this day is, middle school age kids.
Yeah.
Was she pranking somebody? Someone was like, hey, Natasha, go get me some fish. And she was like, oh, that guy Boris is an asshole. I'm going to literally bury it with fucking mayonnaise.
I'm thinking Boris goes up to, we're going to call her Nancy Drew. That's a very Russian name.
Nancy Drew.
And Boris goes up to Nancy, goes, you're not going to eat that mayonnaise. And she's like, what? He's like, you're not going to eat that mayonnaise. And so she just like...
You underestimate my power.
And go
Absolutely.
from there. Because, good on her
I saw
then in that
maybe,
case.
yeah. I witnessed the rise of a protagonist, perhaps. I will have to mull upon this and think about it.
It's full of
But that was my story. How was your week, Steve?
It was good. Not really much happened. We're getting ready for school to start. And, I found out that... I don't want to say this on the air because it's going to be offensive, but let's just say that if sensory toys were out when I was a kid, I think I would have done even better in school.
Okay.
Like, I did really well.
And why is that? What are you thinking?
I think there's something wrong with me. I get a lot of work done with sensory. So, for example, we have a teacher, and she bought a sensory toy for some of her students because she teaches
right.
a class called STEPS. And so she's like, hey, I have a bunch of extras. Does anybody want any in their classroom? And my dumbass was like, oh, I get one. Not like, oh, I'll get one for my kids in the classroom. I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I want one. So I grab it and I take it back to my classroom. And the first thing I do is because I have a lot of work to do to get ready for Monday.
Right. Sure.
I kid you not, for a half an hour. The way the thing works is it's a little tube. It's got 2 sides of it. It's about the size of a game controller, about a Nintendo Switch Game Pro controller or an Xbox controller. And each side where your thumbs would go is a big packet of water with like glitter. And then it's got this side winding tube in the middle that when you press one side, all the water kind of goes through up and down to the other side.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Like kind of like you put pressure on the bottom and
Yes,
then
and
you
it
watch it all
races to the other
surge up
side. And so it feels nice and squishy. It's watery. It makes a cool sound.
Right.
It looks pretty.
Right.
And it did its job. It calmed me down. The problem is I hyper-focused on it for an hour and a half. And I look at the clock, I'm like, I've done nothing but play with this thing for an hour and a half. And there's something wrong with me. But I was thinking about this too, and these weren't out when we were kids, but have you seen the fidget cubes?
The fidget cubes? Yeah, I know of them.
I got one of those a couple of years ago because one of my students was making fun of me. And they're like, Mr. Wood, your hands are always moving when you're talking. Do you want something in your hands? I'm like, that's stupid.
What a condescending fucking comment.
Yeah.
What do you mean my hands are always moving?
Now-
I'll move my hands all about your face, motherfucker.
You better watch these hands in your face. And so
Watch these hands in your face.
this kid ends up bringing me a fidget cube. And they're like, hey, try this. I'm like, I don't need your help. Next thing I know it, dude, I'm teaching it like, I go from like level A to level double S because this thing's in my hand. I'm pressing it, using a little joystick, pressing buttons, and teaching. And it focused me, man. And all I could think of is like all those times where I was a class clown and having to get sent out of class because I made fun of a teacher.
Right.
I probably could have been playing with one of these fidget things and learning better. Probably getting,
Yeah.
way better grades.
That's interesting.
Because I got A's and B's and I never did homework or anything, but it made me wonder, I didn't really focus well. Not until I was an adult. And so with these like toys, I'm like, man, this is like a hack.
Well, I mean, there's definitely been advances in it. I don't want to call it like autism, ADHD, but things that help us focus, that help to kind of like focus kids, especially. I don't think as kids, I think as when we were younger, we were just kind of on the new edge of, hey, kids these days, we should probably be a little bit more of their like mental state and their development.
Right.
Now it's obviously advanced quite a lot further. I think the thing that what you're knocking on is what I did a lot, which was doodle. I doodled a shit ton in class.
Yes.
And honest to God, I don't do it that much anymore, and that's primarily because I'm on a computer for work and for pretty much everything else.
Yeah, I still do.
But I would doodle. Yeah, but I mean, if I got some paper and I got a pencil, there's nothing wrong with doodling or just like kind of just writing just generally. And weirdly enough, I find myself focusing better when I do that than when I don't.
Yes,
And
my therapist put it really well. She told me in therapy, I was like, "Am I autistic?" And she goes, "Autism's a spectrum."
So yes,
I was like, what is that? And she just goes, take that as you will. I'm like, oh, okay.
Take that as you will.
But I have to
Is that like that everybody's kind of gay, no matter how much you say you aren't?
So
everybody's
I think that's
kind
what
of
she was trying to say.
Autistic?
I think she was basically saying, look, yeah, everybody's somewhere on that spectrum. You might be farther than others, but you're also not that far end. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's nice that they're open-minded. It drives you to going home and having these sorts of conversations with your friends, though, where you're like, guys,
like crazy. Well, like the other, like I was talking with a friend the other night, and we were talking about something, and out of nowhere, it reminded me of dinosaurs. And I started talking dinosaurs for a while, and it was just like this.
Yeah.
This moment where I'm like, well, that's another check on the list. I hyper focus on random crap.
Right.
No wonder I love Pokemon so much because it's that organized. I know what the typings are and all that, and But where was I going with this? Sensory toys.
That's interesting.
I should have that right here with me.
I think you're. No, I think you hit on something.
Yeah.
Something important. It's weird because self-diagnosis is out there. I think diagnoses and resources around it are more available too these days. So it's sort of. It makes more sense that people would be more aware of where they're at. The other thing, and this is, it's not encouraging for adults necessarily, but mental illness and sort of some of these things, they don't appear until you're older.
Right. And they're becoming less taboo for us now, too. So we're actually going to talk about it.
And I mean, so people that are feeling like, hey, man, like, maybe something's up with me or this is weird or something like that, you're more able to correlate that and talk about it and bring it up.
Yeah.
And I'd say, and I mean, you got to recognize it as a teacher, kids are kind of hard to diagnose on some of these things. Because kids are in a different mindset and they're a total different energy. They got totally different, like, sort of social norms and constraints that even looking from the outside, you're just like, wow, those kids are weird, but they're kids.
And even from a scientific point of view, their prefrontal cortex isn't fully developed until late teens to 23. I mean, that's why we act like such idiots in college, most of us. I was a late bloomer in high school, but then my brain was like done by 21, and I was like over it. But
Thing
anyway,
is weird. No, I stayed a weird asshole. I am a weird asshole.
Oh, we all are.
I never stopped.
that's why we have a podcast. The anti-podcast. But the best sensory toy I got is the most simple one. It's literally these two little, I would say the size of maybe a little bit thicker than a Sharpie.
Sure.
Two little cylinders with a rope that goes in between each of them. So there's like a circle cut on the top. Goes through one to the other one. And all you do is roll the two in your hand. Makes no noise.
I was going to say, so I wouldn't be able to stop rolling those between my fingers.
That's all I do.
I do that with pens.
Yeah. So imagine like that rolling of the pens, but you're doing it with the palm of your hand.
Right.
And I could do it since I'm left-handed, I do it with my right hand down while I'm conducting, or when I'm talking, I'll just do that. And it's almost like fiddling with something in your pocket.
Oddly satisfying.
Yeah. But anyways, those sensory toys.
I love it. I love that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Especially as I get older.
All right, quick question, because this made me laugh at Weight Watchers today.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about chicken. And
chicken.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they were this lady was talking about it, and she was trying to figure out what kind of chicken it was, right? And so she's like, it was unbreaded and it was small, but not too small. How would you what would be your next question about it?
Well, I guess I would go straight to like, where did it come from?
Oh, Chick-fil-A. Sorry, Chick-fil-A. That's established now. Yeah. So Chick-fil-A, it's a chicken, it's not breaded, and it's kind of small. So what? And she's trying to figure out the name of it. What is it? What's your next question? So you got that first one's a good one. That was my fault.
Right.
Not enough info.
No. Yeah, I mean, I guess in order of diagnosing what a food was, I'd say where'd you get it? What's it made of? What does it look like? I guess I would start going down the lines of, is it a sandwich?
How
is it
far
a burger?
down that line?
You know, the vehicle.
How far down that line until you say, is it on a stick?
Pretty far down. Like, where the hell do you get just food on a stick? Are you at a country fair or something like that?
It was so
like,
weird,
where
dude.
do you get food on a stick?
We're sitting in this meeting, and she's clearly talking about either a nugget or a tender. That's the only two options, right? And she's trying to figure it out, and I'm not helping because it's funny to watch all these women, because I'm the only dude in there. So it's funny to watch all the women kind of do this, and sorry, I'm not being masochist or misogynist, but Anyways, this lady yells from the back of the room, "Is it on a stick?" And all I can think of is, what? Like a skewer or a kebab?
Where do we start on that?
We're at Chick-fil-A. What are you talking about? It's a fast food joint. Which now part of me is thinking,
very reasonably are you going to get something on a stick?
Who has kebabs in the drive-thru?
That's the weirdest question. That is far too
dangerous.
high on the list to be asking about that. It is dangerous. It's got to be entirely the reason they don't give shit on sticks.
Can you imagine something with a kebab? How many people's eyes would be punctured?
Oh God! Think about the lady who sued McDonald's for the coffee being too hot. Imagine it being a pointy kebab like stick or a wooden skewer or something like that. Yeah, no fucking way, man.
Would it have to be a paper stick
That's
in
quite
California? It'd be all floppy and like.
It would have to be a paper stick. Yeah. It would be a prison shank. It'd be what those guys in prison spend years and years rolling and twisting and sharpening their paper on.
I'm not a big fan of Chick-fil-A anyways. I'm more of a Popeyes guy.
These biscuits
I am. I was just talking to my mom about that because she, I guess they're getting a Raising Cane's closer to where she lives.
I like them. I
don't
sauce.
hate Raising Cane's.
Their chicken sucks without the sauce, but nobody eats it without the sauce.
Right. I think, honestly, to jump to the end, the sauce is really what makes it the best. Their sauce is pretty good.
Yeah.
When you start jumping through all the chicken places I've been, though, Raising Cane's falls in the middle for me. It's not shitty. It's not the best. And I'll admit, some days you go to, say, like Popeyes or KFC, it sucks.
Yeah, that's true.
It could be inconsistent, right? So I don't want to sit there and just say everything's even. It depends on the KFC and the time of day, all this shit like that, right?
Yeah.
But I think Raising Cane's is about middle. So I don't get it because people will like line up for hours for Raising Cane's. Hours and hours and hours. And I've never really connected on that. I just don't know, man. I've never really been into that.
All right, well, here's an important quiz we're going to take right now. I'm going to ask a question. We're going to figure out what fast food chicken place are you?
Let's go.
What the dog doing?
All right, here we go. Your first question, what type of fries are best? Poutine, curly fries, cheese fries, crinkle cut, tater tots, sweet
Poutine
potato.
is an option. Poutine is not the normal fries option. I
That's-
feel like neither one of us should go poutine on.
No,
because where the fuck do you like the? It's not a fry type. That's like a meal by
poutine
itself.
and cheese. I think poutine and cheese fries are bad. So it's either gonna be curly fries,
Are off the
crinkle cut,
reservation.
sweet potato, or tater tots.
I am very partial to the tots.
All right, here, give me a second. I'm gonna open this in two different browsers.
In two windows.
Yeah.
We're gonna do some
So you're going
competition.
tots. I'm gonna go crinkle
Sounds
cut
right.
fries
Tots.
because I make good decisions. You went tots. All right.
I would say number 2. My number 2 is probably crinkle cut. I like fries generally, but crinkle cut I think it's the
I'll
number
accept
2
that.
choice.
My
of
number
those.
2 is
Then curly
tots.
fries.
Yeah, curly's always 3.
Tots.
Because curly's hit and miss. They're either perfect or greasy, and it's never one or the other.
It-
They're never in
and
between.
as far as I mean, there's not a lot of places you do get curly fries anyway. So you're kind of confined to wherever, whatever limited Jack in the Boxes you got
Yeah, and I'm not
to
into
get curly
that.
fries. So
I'm not into that at all. All right, next one. Pick a beverage: soda, coffee, cocktail, iced tea, lemonade, or tea.
I'd say tea. If we're eating chicken, I will probably go
Iced
on
or
some
regular?
tea. But otherwise, just soda.
Iced tea or regular tea?
Iced tea, absolutely.
You're going
Iced tea.
iced tea. I'm gonna go soda. I just am a soda boy, like that
Soda.
diet soda. All right,
Wait, who has cocktails with this shit? Wait,
They're-
there's an option out there that's cocktail.
they're down south and they got the vapors.
Oh,
Yeah, see,
an alcoholic chicken place.
that'd be pretty
That
good.
would be a thing.
Pick a bouquet
Yeah.
to get from a secret admirer. All right, this one's hard because you can't see the picture. So I'm just going to describe
Okay.
them. One is kind of like a spring generalized floral thing. One is just a bunch of pink flowers. One is sunflowers.
Sure.
One is red roses. One is pink and white roses. And one is pink and white roses, but on the floor. Not like sexually, like in a
Pink and
basket
white
in the
roses on
grass.
the floor.
Yeah.
I guess I'd go for the spring bouquet,
All right.
picturing what I would. I'm not partial on any of the other. Well, sunflowers are up there, but I would just say the general flowers, man.
I'm going flowers on the floor. All right. What are you
Flowers on the
having
floor.
for dinner? Pizza, barbecue, burger, salad, sushi, or pasta?
Burger. Burger.
Burger.
Burger.
I'm going barbecue. All right.
Barbecue.
Pick a workout.
God damn it.
These
These quizzes are too
they're
hard.
very hard, and you know what? It's going to tell us so much about ourselves. Pick a workout: yoga, running, hiking,
None workout.
lifting,
Skip to the end.
dancing, gymnastics.
Fuck. Hiking. I'd enjoy a hike once or twice a year.
I enjoy none of this. I'm going to say dancing.
Yoga it is.
I'm nimble on my feet. Oh, here we go. Finally, pick a dessert.
Finally.
Cake?
A decision.
Cookies, churros, ice cream, waffles, candy.
Churros, way.
Churros, okay. I'm going to go...
Churros, cabron.
I'm an ice cream boy. Ice cream. Oh, where do you think you are? Where do you think, out of everything, you're going? What's your fast
'cause,
food chicken?
I mean, I had churros pulls me towards El Pollo Loco and Must. I
Also-
don't really know what the hiking
So
does for me.
it has to be, it's fast food chicken, but it doesn't have to be a strictly chicken place. I'm noticing from our results.
Strictly chicken
It
place.
doesn't have to be.
Fuck.
So it could be
So
any
I
place.
think churros pulls me towards El Pollo Loco.
Yeah, you'd think so.
100%.
But no, you're Wendy's.
I'm Wendy's?
Yeah.
Ah!
I know.
What?
BuzzFeed failed. I'm not going to, mine's even worse. According to this, I'm McDonald's.
What was it?
I can't. I'm McDonald's. I'm not. No.
Well, we have to respect the quiz. We could eat no other fast food ever again except those two.
You heard it
Wendy's
here
or
first,
McDonald's.
everybody. Pete's a Wendy, and I'm a McDonald.
And he's a McDonald.
Thanks for listening.
Yup. And my name is Pete.
My name is Steve.
And this was PnS. Waste. Time.
Shit.
PNS Waste Your Time is a production of Pete and Steve. All characters and events in the show are entirely fictional, and any resemblance to any real people are entirely coincidental.
PnS Waste Your Time. Thanks for listening.